April Yvette Thompson, coming to you live from Marrakech. Who's joining me today? I have some great observations and fun things to talk about in my harem pantsuit. So, y'all, let me invite some folks to come and join us. Does anybody have any questions about the retreat? About the very exciting things coming up next week? So I've been getting lots of questions about the Dreaming Out Loud technique, which, just to be clear, there's a 17-day retreat, there's a 9-day retreat, okay? 17 days is November 1st through 17th. The 9-day retreat starts November 9th through 17th, and it concludes in Marrakech, okay? So in both retreats, you get me. You get Rashid, whose video you saw earlier this week, talking about taking us back in time, basically, to the 12th century and seeing Morocco from that perspective, what each city looked like, how they survived, how they made art, what dynasties were in control, what conqueror was trying to take over the country, how are the people preparing. So much of the architecture in Morocco is a direct result of people trying to conquer them. So you see all of these beautiful riads or kasbahs, and kasbahs are a combination of riads, which are Moroccan houses, which are 4 or 5 stories high, and they're built around an internal courtyard with a fountain in it, and each floor is a different section for the family, and they're called riads. They're very traditional. And you'll see in the photo albums, I have a photo album in this group called What You'll See During the Dream Morocco Retreat. And you can see Riyad Benatar, where we will be staying there for our 2-day retreat in Essaouira, the beach town. It's a traditional Riyadh. Fountain in the middle. It's actually gorgeous. Breakfast room downstairs, kitchen on the lower floor, dining area. It's really beautiful. It's sunshine sort of filters down through the open roof, right? And then on top of it is people dine there as well. There is the rooftop, is where the dining table is under a canopy, and it's beautiful. It's great living. We will go back in time in 17 days. Now, for folks who can't afford it, the 17 days, both either financially or that amount of time, which I get it. And people are asking me about next year. We are going to do this 17 and 9-day retreat again situation. It will be in either June or August. We're really leaning towards August 1st to the 17th. But here's the thing. This was an experiment this year, doing the Dreaming Morocco retreat. We're not making any money off of it. We did this at cost because nobody else is doing 17 3-week retreats with food and excursions included, and 10 different cities, and a 2-day retreat where you do life coaching and development, personal career development strategy. Nobody's doing that for $2,000. Like, nobody. So the deal is we will have to raise the price. There's sort of no way around it. We did it at cost, and we want to keep the groups small. I don't like big 30, 40 tour groups. I don't like that. So it will be more expensive next year. So here, just in looking at cost and talking to our vendors and the different places we'll be staying and the different tour guides, because we get a different tour guide for each specified place. So like if we go into Fez has a marketplace that's, been the same place since the 12th century. And if you guys hear drums in the background, it's because it's Friday. And Friday is sort of a magical day in Marrakech. Everybody stops work at 3 o'clock and you go have couscous. And then people have various gatherings in their homes. Some religious, some secular, but it does come out of a religious tradition. And the neighbors across from me, they have basically a riad where it's like an extended family, That's Aisha, where all the family gets together. So it's like 50 people over there, and they're playing drums, Berber drums, the same drums that we'll be hearing in the Sahara when we camp overnight. There will be a traditional ceremony around the fire, and people play drums. It's love this country. So it's interesting that I'm getting all of this, conversation about, will you do it next year? Will you do it next year? And we do have to raise the price. But what I'm attempting is to do the payment plan again. So like folks like Brett and Kia and Cheryl, who bought this really early last year, got to do a payment plan over 8 months, which is great. So you weren't overwhelmed by the cost. So FYI, I talked to my boss, Rashid, and he's like, so this is what we can do. If you want to confirm for next year, if you put your $500 non-refundable deposit down, we'll guarantee you this year's price. But you'll have to do that by August 1st. So check in with me if that's something you're interested in. You could also post in the comments here that if you want to schedule a 15-minute hot seat with me, where we get on the phone or we get on FaceTime or whatever, or WhatsApp, and get to ask me individual questions about the retreat. I'm totally open to that. Between now and August 1st, I have a bunch of stuff on my calendar. Aisha, get out of the plant, honey. Aisha! So my kitten's in the plant, as you can see over there. And she's like, just got her Friday night bath, and now she's in the plant in the dirt. This is my life. Okay, so so that's what's happening there. So again, if you have questions, you can schedule a 15-minute hot seat with me. Okay, just hit me down in the comments below. Or you can email me directly at AprilYvetteThompsonCoaching@gmail.com. If you're already on the mailing list, you already have my email. Any email that you receive from the Dream Unlocked, you can just respond to, and me or someone on my team will get back to you, or they'll forward it to me and I'll get back to you. But those emails are coming directly from us. So, Mad Media is the format by which we send them. So if you're not on the mailing list, you should be on the mailing list. You're missing like a lot of great stuff. Lots of free classes, lots of amazing video footage as I run around. I try and keep the page up to date with footage. So today you see my trip into Fez and camel riding in the Sahara. Those are all places that we're going on the retreat. Y'all better come on. Did you see those rugs in the Fez video? Okay, look down. The rugs are incredible. So I have a, it's 8.5 by 10. 8.5 by 10 or 6 by 9. 6 by 9 beautiful rug in my apartment in Brooklyn. It's a $5,000 rug. I paid $200 for it. They rolled it up in a little satchel like this, like a sleeping bag, and I threw it in my suitcase. Back to back. Like, it's done on both sides. Gorgeous rugs. And they're just hanging around. You walk through the market and they're just hanging on hangers, hanging on the sides of walls. These fabulous rugs. I don't know what y'all talking about. And when you buy it here, you're buying it from the person that made it. So you get to negotiate, right? So if it's something they spend a lot of time on and they really love, they may want, $1,000 for it. Y'all get to talk about it, right? Everybody, that's also what I sort of love here. Everything is handmade. So usually if you buy something, my cat done lost her mind. If you buy something, you're buying it from the artist. And they can tell you about the process of making it and how does it have a special place in their heart. The other thing that I posted, you should see a video there about Le Céramique in Fez, which is a ceramic. It's almost like an artisanal commune where people come and apprentice to learn how to do various pottery techniques. And it's huge, it's like... you walk into it, and we're going to visit it in Fez, and you walk in and you're like, it looks like its own marketplace, and it has floors and levels for fountains, and then urns, and then dishes, and then like household goods, and like it's amazing. We visit that in Fez. We get an exhibit. Every time we visit someplace where they make a craft, they do a showing for us, where they take us through the process of how they made it. And the ceramics factory was the first one in Fez. So we go in and we see clay. How's clay made? And then we move to the next room and we see the guy starting to mold and shape. Then we move to the next room and we see the different painting techniques or the different metal embedding techniques. And then we go to the next room and we see how they make fountains and how they get the mother of pearl or the tiny bits of ceramics. So you see those beautiful Moroccan fountains with the beautiful ceramics. They create the ceramic fabric, so it's a ceramic pottery in the colors that they want. Then they beat it into tiny little sections, and then they inlay it one by one into the pottery, right? So when you see those glazed pieces that look like mosaics, that's not a machine. They do it by hand, and we get to go and watch them one by one. It's crazy amazing. I was just like, by hand? I was like, yeah. And they ship stuff for about $100. Okay, to the US. So that was like, I was starting to post my various adventures. Some of them in the past, some of them are as I'm walking around now, having it. And just to give you a feel and a sense for it. And do I have any questions? I'm just rattling on. So far I have covered the 7-day, the 9-day, the retreat. We're almost sure it's going to be August 1st and 17th next year. So, and if you want to get the price that we have now, you have to buy it by October 1st. So that will be the deal. And I'm opening my lines to private one-on-one conversations about that. So just tag me in the comments and tell me you want to schedule a time, and I'll send you a link to schedule a call with me. I had an amazing moment on Instagram that I want to share with you guys. And it's Friday night, so I can't be up here with y'all all evening because I got to go out. Okay, I got to get me some tagine and listen to some music in Plage Madafina, which is the square, which is where it's all happening. Okay, I got things to do. So this is gonna be quick and dirty, and then I'll see you guys back tomorrow, probably at noon. Probably, we'll see. I have someone coming in to work on my apartment this weekend and look at internet. So I'm going to try something sexy by like going on my phone, but I don't really like the phone that much. So if they're working in my apartment, I might have to push back the time that I go on. But I'll keep you posted. I send out emails and then I'll post ahead of time on the page what time we're meeting. So what's going on next week? Dreaming Out Loud, the Dreaming Out Loud technique. I'm very excited about this. You can see a post at the top of the page today, which is an excerpt from my TED Talk. I have been working on putting together a class teaching this technique for years and writing it. And I teach it with my private coaching clients, but I've been trying to figure out a way to make it available to people in smaller, palatable, affordable sections. The Dreaming Out Loud retreat is the first incarnation of that, where I'm sort of opening it up to the public and not just my private clients. Because it's a long process. It's a process of transformation, right? It's a process of identifying what you believe and then getting rid of those things and then strategizing to create a new life story, right? Hi, Tony. So I've come up with the retreat in Morocco where I will have those 2 days, right? But throughout the 17-day retreat, you will get little pieces of the Dreaming Out Loud technique from me and journaling exercises or as we visit places. And I give you like many explorations and many things to try. And it's so easy here because there'll be so many things outside your comfort zone to try that we can get with the Dreaming Out Loud. You can dream out loud every day on the tour. So the retreat is one way, and then a lot of people said to me, I'm not available during that time. I'm really interested, though, in this technique. So I'm going to be posting many masterclasses. It'll be like 45 seconds to 60 seconds. There'll be 14 of them. We'll be posting on the group. And then next Tuesday, I will do a live Zoom class, an interactive class, where I send you a link, and you log on to a virtual classroom with me. and I take you through the process. It's a 90-minute class next Tuesday. If you're interested, you know where to go, right? The DreamingOutLoud.com and sign up. Yeah, and sign up for Dreaming Out Loud or the Morocco retreat. Okay, so that's going on. So folks that won't be able to do the retreat, I'm going to make the Dreaming Out Loud technique available in a three video series. It's 3 video series of masterclasses called Dreaming Out Loud. Which are gonna be free. But you gotta sign up, and I will send them to you, and it will walk you through the technique step by step. 1, 2, 3. Right? Identify the problem, acknowledge that there needs to be a change, and then go about changing it. And the result is that you figure out what is the missing piece in your life that you want changed. And in making that discovery, you discover purpose. And purpose is what makes it meaningful, right? You know why you're here. It's not just money and a mortgage. That's why I'm here. What was I here to do, right? How did I leave this place changed? What's my legacy? Did I do what I wanted to do, or did I do what I thought I was supposed to do? And now I feel regret. It's an examination. So there will be a 3 video series coming out. You gotta sign up for it. You gotta sign up and register for the Dream Out Loud class. There's also a post on this page about that. Maybe when I'm done here, I'll post all these links. How about that? So I'm gonna share one last thing with you that I thought was amazing. I be jumping on Instagram. Susan Hayward is following me on Instagram. She's like, girl, you be giving life. I be giving life on my Instagram. And I'm meeting amazing travelers like myself, people who are discovering things. And this amazing woman, Miss Cindy B, and Cindy responded to my my post, which is also on this page, about all these foods. It's my disclaimer post where I'm bitching about these 9 notions that people have about North Africa, and it's bullshit. And I posted on Instagram, and she responded. And she said, I was in Marrakech in April, and you're correct about kindness and openness and vulnerability and religious tolerance and people accepting you as you are and not caring about the color of your skin. That's like a huge fallacy. There's racism, there's racism in the United States. A lot of it. And people say this like, well, there's racism in Morocco. Like, it was like, what? They're not slitting Black women's throats in Morocco. It was like, oh, they're not shooting people in the street in Morocco. The police don't call you the N-word in Morocco. They don't just throw you on the ground and ask for your ID and frisk you just because you're walking by and be Black. That doesn't happen here. It just doesn't happen. So I have no idea what people are talking about. I have no idea what people are talking about, like catcalling. I have no idea about people walking around talking about I need to wear a burqa. I had on shorts today. I went to the market. Like, what are you talking about? Right? Nobody stares at me. People invite me into their houses in my shorts, and they may have on a hijab. See, what's going on here is called tolerance. Right? The prime minister, there's a king of this country, and the prime minister, and the king, is Moroccan, Ibrahim, and Muslim. The national religion is Islam. The prime minister of this country, of Morocco, is Jewish. A Muslim government with a Muslim king and a Jewish prime minister. Nobody on the planet can seem to figure that shit out. They've done it here. I was like, any country? I was like, can you imagine the United States with a Muslim vice president? No. Can you imagine Israel with a Muslim vice president or prime minister? No. I was like, they seem to have figured that out here. I have also seen and listened to people talk about tourists having their bags packed by the police and escorted from their riads and taken to the airport and deported for trying to proselytize people and turn them into Christians. Why? Because your religion is your business in this country. It's your motherfucking business. It's nobody else's business. And it's illegal to press your religious beliefs onto another person. It's illegal. So Jehovah's Witnesses, Mormons, missionaries of various Christian factos talking about Jesus, not allowed. Neither are Muslim religious extremists allowed to come to mosques and convert young men and turn them into suicide bombers. It's illegal. That's how this country has survived. That's how this country had more Jews in it since the 12th century than any other country, and they didn't kill them. They were the pogroms. they were businessmen. They helped with the economy, and they practiced their religion. There's a Jewish section of town. There's Christians. They go to their churches. There's mosques. People go to their mosques. I was like, I've seen several black women right in my neighborhood who are Christian, and they think they're like from France or British, and they're married to clearly Muslim Moroccan men. They're Christians. They're not veiled. They're not wearing a hijab. And their husbands are wearing their robes, especially right before prayers. And they do what they do. Christian and Muslim married. But I still can't get past the fact that the second man in power in the country is Jewish. Actively Jewish. Conservative Jewish. Building the country because he's a Moroccan. Right? So the entire post was about people saying ignorant, uninformed things or unexamined things, right? And I get from lots of Africans. Oh my God, they're so racist. They don't call themselves African, and they call other Africans monkeys. And I was like, you got the United States. However, that is not the experience. I'll tell you my experience in other African countries and in my various social communities in New York. I have several very close friends who are from the continent, not Morocco. I'm not going to mention countries because they're going to be like, why you hate on me? But when I'm fraternizing, and then I've dated some guys from the countries, I'm fraternizing. I'm not accepted. I've not been accepted in any other country on this continent of Africa. I've been called colored. I have been interviewed to see if I was acceptable. Did I have enough education and money? One man even told me he wanted to meet the men in my family to see if I was an acceptable choice for marriage. I've been called white, different names in different African tongues that aren't nice. No acceptance. That has never happened to me in Morocco. Never. Nobody did that. The color of my skin. They were like, oh, your chocolate is pretty. Doing something to eat. Like, are you single? Do you like business? We have family business. You can work here, business if you like. If you like it, you stay. We think of married. I was like, and I've not met a Moroccan man that didn't call himself African. Proudly. Mostly because they were like, just to be clear, I think you're really hot and I would like to continue talking to you, and that's all great. They don't say hot. They just think you're a very nice person. But just to be clear, I am African man. I live in Africa. That is what's been said to me. So it's very interesting to me that so many of my African friends, don't be a hater, are like, are you gonna move to that country? Why you ain't move here? I was like, because I went to visit you. People call me colored, and then I went to a party with people who were like my color because they had a little bit of white in them. They were talking about the other black people in their country and calling them Kafirs, which is basically the N-word. And I was like, the brown people in other African countries were talking about their brown brothers and sisters like animals. It sounded like I was in a clan meeting. I've not experienced that here. Ever. What I have experienced is, are you a good person? Because the minute they sense you're not a good person, we're done. I'm going to give you your bill, but that's all. right? So very, very interesting. So I got really annoyed by all of these things, and I realized with so many people that were telling me that Morocco's so racist and this and this and that, I was like, come from countries that are black countries where the black people there hate each other and have a caste system of light and dark and have a whole other race, which is really fascinating to me. There's a race called colored. It's not just in South Africa. It's in a lot of countries. There's a race called colored, and they consider themselves better than people who are 100% black. How fucked up is that? I was like, okay. I have been at parties in New York City, riding around Harlem, got an African man's cab who proceeded to explain to me how I was not an African. And I was like, see, this shit that you're doing right here, this is exactly why y'all sold us to the white people in the United States. This shit, you don't see us as being connected. You see me and how you can look me over for spare parts, which has been my experience in other African countries. What do you have? Are you good enough for me to speak to? So I was posting about this, and I had the experience yesterday. I went to a cafe. And the night before, in the cafe, there were some African kids from the school. There are well-to-do Africans from all over the continent who send their kids here to go to school, from Chad, from Cameroon, from Sierra Leone, Equatorial Guinea, like from all over the continent, people send their kids to university here. And they'd never speak to me. They're black like me. Black, like me. You're in a restaurant, everybody's Arab looking mixed, or like Sudanese, like African and Arab. So they're my brown to lighter brown to a little bit darker brown. I was like, but this is clearly black person, black women, dreadlock extensions and, box braids. Not a word. I said, hello. They did not speak to me. They did not speak to me. Went to a restaurant. Senegalese. They didn't speak to me. Not a word. No welcome, no. I was like, wow. Okay, thanks. I was like, so it's never been my experience in Morocco. Kindness and tolerance. Kindness and tolerance. Kindness. Like kindness that extends itself. Right? So I was posting about this on my Instagram. And this woman who just came back from Morocco, Cindy, said, I agree with you on every single point. She said to me, and I don't want to paraphrase, so she said, I went April 9th through the 14th. I was going to say that it changed my life, but that trip changed my mind. My old life does not fit anymore, and I have been coasting trying to craft a new one. And I asked her, so what do you want the new one to look like? Based on what happened to you in Morocco. And she said, I want my new life to look and feel like freedom. Freedom to do what I want, when I want. Freedom to be myself without explaining and defending who I am. Freedom to love fully and freely. Freedom to travel, work, and live whenever and wherever I desire. Freedom to give and love and serve from abundance. Freedom to learn what works. Freedom to change my mind. Freedom to rest, and freedom to add to, delete from, and change my life at any time. That's what I learned. That's how Morocco changed me. And I was like, wow, Cindy. Yeah. I'm just like, I'm trying to figure out a way to get back. It's that kind of place. It changes you. Mostly because you don't have all the old shit about justifying who, why, what, and what when you're here. All that matters is, are you a good person? It's the journey you're on. That's actually all that matters. It's magic. I hope you find a way to join me and experience it for yourself. All right, y'all. Love you and mean it. I'm going to have some couscous and listen to some music. Bye, y'all.